Once again, I'm Joe Stevens.
Along with Tech Rat.
And we are the Equestrian Inquirer with Everfree Radio here at Everfree Northwest with some very special guests. These are...
We could have coordinated this better, apparently. These are, you may know them as the Cutie Mark Crusaders, going from left to right, or right to left, or whatever direction we're going. We have Michelle Kreber. We have Madeline Peters, and we have Claire Corlett. Girls, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And you guys are looking totally cool with the shades on.
I feel so cool standing next to all of you guys.
You need to have shades of your own, man.
I have
look
shades.
Left out over there.
These are amazing glasses, aren't they?
They are.
They're
I have one similar to it.
See?
It's just black.
Yeah, I have the same one.
I think that you're not as cool.
Maybe I'm the one who needs the horn rimmed glasses, and now I feel out of place. I'm going to take mine off, too.
I don't want to outcool you, so I'm going to take these off.
Okay.
So thank you so much, girls.
I'm outcooling all of you because I have a freaking cool hat.
You do have a cool hat.
You'll have to share that during the course of the interview. Just pass it down the line, okay?
And so, real quick, just let us know who your character is and who you play on the show.
Well, I'm Claire Corlett. I'm the voice of Sweetie Belle, and it's been really great all the seasons doing her voice, and it's very exciting to be Sweetie Belle.
And I'm Maddie Peters, and I'm Scootaloo, and I'm not a chicken.
And you are.
And I'm Michelle Kreber.
I play Bloom, and I'm a country little pony.
And, we're just hearts are melting across the internet right
including
now,
our own,
including our own. That is so. Thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you guys. So you're the Cutie Mark Crusaders. You're one of the more the side groups to the main six, but of course the more interesting one because you're trying to get your Cutie Mark. You're trying to discover. Have you been able to? See a lot of development of your own characters, and how is it interesting seeing how your individual characters, especially I think Sweetie Belle, has really come of her own in the new seasons. What's that been like for you?
It's very exciting. I mean, seeing her develop in the different ways, like she was becoming a leader in Hearts and Hooves Day, leading these two girls, and then sometimes she's the leader, but I think most of the time I'm probably the leader.
Most of the time I'm the leader.
No.
It's true.
No, that's not true.
I'm the leader when it comes to adventure.
Why is Scootaloo bringing the breaking up one? Scootaloo's breaking up. Scootaloo's the leader.
That's why I'm sitting here. She's breaking up me and her from fighting.
They don't.
When I sat down right here, when we were going to sit down for this interview, Maddie went, nope.
That's very true, actually. That's what happened.
Maddie is the
just commandeered the middle seat. There was no question about that at all.
It did happen.
Otherwise, some people over here might get broken.
Well, you say that Apple Bloom is the leader, but I see that Apple Bloom gets herself into quite a bit of trouble herself during the course of the episodes because she tends to just jump into things without considering the consequences, I think.
I think that's what I mean. What Apple Bloom is not, she's not leader material yet. She's developing into one. She's trying to be a leader. She's trying too hard to be something like, she's begging for her Cutie Mark. She's trying too hard. She doesn't realize that it will just come to you if you just find it naturally, but she wants to push things, and she wants to push the fact that she can always handle things that are thrown at her, but that's not necessarily true. I mean, she's a young pony, and she doesn't know all the ropes yet.
But it does seem like she's slowly developing in her character. She's learning these, probably out of the three, I think she's learned the hardest lessons in the show so far, specifically with Cutie Pox, to bring that one up.
I love that episode so much.
Well, let me ask you that, because there were a lot of funny scenes and funny lines for Apple Bloom in that episode. What was that like doing that particular episode?
That episode was so crazy. I remember that session was like 4 hours long because we tried so many different things with that. My favorite one was the French. I don't actually remember what I said though.
I think it translated to. Yeah.
What was it?
I think it translated to "I'm speaking French."
Oh, yeah,
I think it's.
My sister speak. It ain't fancy.
Yeah, I don't speak French, so I don't know what it is.
However, yeah, it was a really crazy episode, but it was so creative, and I love doing it. Also, what you said about she's developing and learning hard lessons, the reason that she's becoming more and more aware of like the fact that she's not going to get her Cutie Mark like instantly, she has to work for it, is because of Applejack. And Ashley's a great person to work off of because she's so nice, and it's just so fun to work with her in the session.
And so that's I like how you're talking about the character development and who the characters are, but let's go back to I guess the beginning and how did you come up with the particular style of voices, because they're not just your regular voices. You adapt them to the character. Where did you come up with the concept for the voice that you use?
When auditioning, they give you a small paragraph or a couple of sentences on describing what the character, what they want the character to be. And for me, Sweetie Belle was a singer, and she had to have a high voice. And the voice cracks, if you were wondering, just they come naturally by accident, sort of. I mean, they're really cute when I play them back, I have to say, but they're not on purpose. So you should probably know that they're not on purpose. I don't do them on purpose. It just
so the squeaky voice and everything, that's completely unintentional. That's just,
it's not fully unintentional, the squeakiness, but like the cracks of it, they just happen when I go too high. And that's the part that's really cute about Sweetie Belle outside.
I think we had a particularly good squeak on the Sisterhood's social when Sweetie Belle gets really, really mad at Rarity. You have a particularly high-pitched one.
Yeah.
Well, then, maybe I don't need a sister. Maybe I think I'll spend the rest of my life without a sister.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you. Well, I guess we can go now. Can we bring it up? Let's bring it up to a happy line. Scootaloo, bring us up. How did you come up with your particular voice?
Well, I read on my little description that Scootaloo was a tomboy, and the first thing I think of when I hear tomboy is like a rough, raspy, like, I'm Scootaloo kind of voice. And so I brought that kind of quality to it, and I've never done anything like that before, so it was new for me, and it was cool.
And of course, moving down the line, where did Apple Bloom come from? Where did you get the inspiration for that voice?
Well, a lot of what she's, I got a lot of the voice from the personality that was in the description. She said that she finds herself in many situations where she, as I was saying when I was explaining the character developing, she finds herself in situations that she is just boiled up herself, and that makes her really depressed, and then she doesn't know what to do, and then she apologizes and she feels better. And so also she whines sometimes, and she can be annoying at first, but then she totally finds a sweet spot in people's hearts. So I decided to make the character really sweet and cute, but still like some tomboy toughness in there, and not like raspiness like Scootaloo, but I remember one of the lines, there was a huge contrast because she went serious from really sweet. I think it was kind of like a play off of, you touch it, you bite. We take case your credit. I think they were trying to figure out if I could have that sort of contrast. And so I did that, and I think that's what I built it off of.
That's great. That's great. And so you guys have developed these voices, and you've seen the characters develop throughout the course of the show, and we've seen their futile attempts, to earn their cutie mark. And probably this is the group of characters that I find myself yelling at the screen the most. Especially like in like the showstoppers. Okay, all right, your talent is singing, your talent is working with wood, and your talent is riding a scooter. Why don't you get that?
How is it? That's so
What?
true. When we watch, when we watch back like the clips that we've done, we're like, wow, they're really not getting it.
I mean, Twilight practically spells it out for them at the end of that episode, and it just goes right over their heads.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about seeing the characters?
Don't run over Scootaloo. She was about to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I was reading the scripts, and then I'm like, oh yes, she's gonna do something on a scooter for the talent show. Like, I was so excited, and then I hear she's gonna be singing. Great! Way to go, Scootaloo. You're really gonna find your talent that way.
Well, unfortunately, we haven't heard Scootaloo sing since that episode, but we get to hear you sing a bit in the Valentine's Day episode. That was a particularly good episode for the scene.
And a wonderful song as well.
Wonderful song. So how was that? That was pretty much your episode. I don't think we even had the full main six in that episode. So how was that? Walk us through how that episode went. Either way, who wants to start?
Just grab the mic if you have something to say.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. It's really fun to, you know, have an episode that's like especially about us, makes us feel special, and yeah, it was really fun to record.
I think that I like the ones no offense. I like the ones that like just like singly are like I like the ones that just Sweetie Belle are in. I mean, I love all of them, of course, but like. But I really like seeing like the ones that just Sweetie Belle is, so that because you can see more of her character, and then as well like just Scootaloo and just. But when we're together, that's also very cute. And the Sisterhood Social includes her. Like, you can't take my sister. And then I'm just like, yeah, but Applejack's gonna adopt me, right? I love doing that because it's really
day.
one day.
All right. Well, speaking of the episodes that you guys do together, another thing that you know we really want to know about is what is the dynamic like in the recording booth, like when all three of you together doing an episode. You know, the behind-the-scenes stuff that fans always want to hear more about. What is that like when you guys get to work together on an episode like that?
Well, I remember that you were saying that every episode that was just us, it brings something. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You're good.
I'm sorry. Okay. It brings something special to the screen when we're all together and then we're all separate, because then you see the difference. When we're alone, it just like there's just something missing from
You can
our
define
personality.
more of the characters by themselves.
Yes, and then when you see them together, it's like
It's
Well,
the
now-
bond between
they're
them.
complete. Yes.
There's it's just
Yeah.
really.
The dynamic in the recording room is always so high energy and so much fun. Like,
True.
Yeah.
That's true. I eat cookies.
you give
Tabitha
Claire a
St.
cookie,
Germain's
and she like
cookies.
runs around the room and
We've heard
screams,
about
and
this.
it's
She's
adorable.
like
Actually, in
She
one
like kicks her shoes out. She's like,
And in one
she's
one
like the
episode,
food provider,
I'm not even
isn't
kidding.
she? She brings.
Tabitha brings cookies, and
That is so true. I start my day off with one of Tabitha's cookies.
It's true.
And thank you. I eat them, like all of it. My mom says
I have,
only
like,
half,
3.
and then just take the other half later.
Steals
They're like-
Tabitha's
they're like
cookies before the
serious, like,
session.
I don't steal them.
Whole
She
Foods,
brings them.
huge ones.
She's very generous. She brings them, and we're allowed to eat them because that's what cookies are for, right?
Well, that's fun. That's funny. Do you typically do recording sessions just the three of you, or are the other actresses and actors in the room at the same
We do
time?
them together.
Usually it's just us three, and maybe like let's say it's a whole school one. It's us three and Nicole Oliver, the voice of Cheerly, and then we can be the background ponies too, right? So that's the cool thing.
I have something to say about the song that I sang in Perfect Stallion. My favorite line. Daniel Ingram wrote this as strangely obsessed with tubs of jelly.
Yeah.
And then we got to meet the Jelly Pony.
Best song line ever. It's like
And one of the creepiest background ponies ever, I think, as well.
he's like,
He just kind of rises up out of the jar.
I love that. That was a good song.
And of course, you every once in a while get to, with Lee Tokar, Snips, and the other members of those. Do you ever feed off of them, or you sort of?
yes.
Sorry,
All
I didn't
the
mean to cut you
accents
off.
and, like-
Okay. Lee is hilarious. I'm just gonna say that flat out because I get so much inspiration from everyone, but like Lee is just whenever we're doing something, he's like, look, even like Featherweight already got his Cutie Mark and whatever. When we're doing stuff like that, it's just it brings a bond to us, I think, and also just to like we. Like you said, we kind of feed off of them, of like the adult voiceovers, and we've definitely learned a lot from them.
I know there have been like numerous debates in various accents. You know that very well.
See, the thing about Lee is he sends some sort of rabid energy into our brains. Also, Peter does that too.
Oh.
Like,
Yes.
we were doing the auction yesterday at Everfree Northwest, and they were there, and they just lit up the whole room. They were just like, hey, can I get a 10? Hey, a 15? And they were like running all over the room, and they're like, use her in the pink jacket with the hat. It's just being
I
totally
think we found a new
ridiculous.
character here, the auction pony.
All the accents in the room, and the support that comes from those two, and also everybody else, like Tabitha, Nicole, Andrea. It's amazing, and we are
They're
so
all
thankful
so
to be working with
fantastic,
them.
and I thank them for all the experience that they've certainly
Passed
given
on
me.
to us.
Yes.
Yes.
We like absorb their talent through osmosis. I hope.
And I know that we talked a little bit about the Sweetie Belle and the Apple Balloon episodes in particular, but I have to ask a question for Maddie because sadly in the season 1 and 2 you haven't had an episode yet. So I guess I don't really have a specific question. I don't want to talk about season 3. I'm sorry. I know we can't talk about season 3. I know we're all really excited and we're really crossing our fingers that there's going to be a Scootaloo episode, but we don't want to talk about that right now because we'll get in trouble. So thank you for. But Scootaloo, seeing the other characters, has it been challenging to see them have their own episodes, and how's Scootaloo's mind, or how have your acting progressing through that?
Well, I'm just going to give the same advice to you guys as I gave to myself, and it's just wait and see. Just keep on waiting. Like, there's nothing else you can do.
So it'll be worth it for us, the Scootaloo fans, such as myself.
It will.
Season 3.
That's good advice.
Let's stop right there before we start getting into danger territory.
Yes, danger territory.
We don't want to go too deep into that right now.
Cut off. So we want to wrap up here a little bit. But I think one particular, I had a question from Twitter earlier. Osako Jack wants to know: do you have a particular pony other than your own individual that you identify most with, or is it actually your character?
Well, I do love Sweetie Belle, of course. Like you're talking about, like a favorite.
You personally, who do you feel like you identify with most?
I have to say I really like. I mean, I love all of them. Like how hard. It's so hard to just pick one. I mean, I'm definitely Princess Celestia or Luna. I'm definitely Luna. I can just say that. I love everyone, but yeah.
I'd say slash between Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Twilight.
I think that most fans would have a top 3 as well. I think that's the best way to go about it.
First one would be Pinkie Pie, and then second would be Rainbow Dash, and then a mix of Twilight in there. Just
all of them.
Oh, this is such a hard one, but I think the adventure-loving side of me identifies with Rainbow Dash as well as Scootaloo. So, yeah, I like the roller coasters and the skydiving, which I've never done, but I want to.
Yeah, Apple Bloom actually is not like me at all. It's weird.
Okay, so
do we have time? Oh,
go ahead.
When she is when she apologizes and stuff, it's like me, but not when she's whining and stuff. But it's a fun character to play.
And do we have time for one more question? No, we're good. Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up.
So one last thing I think we want to do is: do you have anything to say to the fans watching?
Thank you so much, everybody out there. And if you're not here at Everfree, we really missed you, and I'm so happy meeting everybody here. And it's a really great experience, and this is my first con of any sort, so thank you.
I just want to say bronies are awesome, and ask them, what time does the narwhal bacon?
I'm confused about that one, but excited as well.
We'll figure it out later.
Okay. Well, the support that comes out of you guys is astonishing. It's phenomenal, which is redundant, but who cares? Redundancy doesn't matter when you're talking about amazing people. So I love you guys so much, and we have to wrap it up, so thank you. And
so before we go, can we get a Cutie Mark Crusaders Everfree Northwest? Yay!
Cutie Mark Crusaders, Everfree Northwest, yay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Cutie Mark Crusaders, Everfree Northwest, yay!
Oh my God, girls! Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. We all love you so very much. Thank you for spending time for talking with us today. We really appreciate it.
I'm Joe Stevens.
And I'm Tech Rats.
And I believe Granny Smith is calling Apple Bloom away. Granny Smith, I think you need to take Apple Bloom away.
You know what? Come on in real quick. Come on in really quick.
My word of advice to you, Cutie Mark Crusaders, is that don't rush it. Because once you get your cutie mark and then you get as old as Granny Smith, your cutie mark could get lost. Yesterday I lost my cutie mark. It fell off my saggy old hip. I got mine back.
That's my one. No,
Okay, Granny Smith. Okay, we're going to have to cut with this. We're going to have to cut this for the sake of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. We'll talk to you later. Once again, Everfree Northwest, Everfree Radio.